Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Inheritor back again with another replay analysis. This is going to be for Odeuo in Discord. I hope I didn't just butcher your name. I have no clue how to pronounce that, so. This is going to be for Diamond 3 for 2v2, and he wants me to take a look at boost control, but obviously we're going to look at everything as we go through the replay, so let's get right on into it. I suspect you're probably trying to put that up the wall. Kind of unfortunate that it bounced. For future reference, if you were trying to put this up the wall right here rather than make it bounce, you would have had an easier time if you turn off ball cam and put your nose into the ball. If that's not what you were trying to do and you were trying to make it bounce like you did, then kudos to you. Right here, things to notice is that your teammate probably was going to turn for this. Okay, I'm surprised that they didn't. Realistically speaking, you should have tried to back pass that to your teammate. Although this did work in your favor for that first challenger. I don't know that I necessarily agree with this, but it worked. Just a little tip. You can diagonal / side flip towards this from like this point. And as long as you're holding boost, you'll get to this boost pad right here. And then you just keep driving straight. It'll be faster than just boosting to it. I don't agree with you taking this mid boost here. Especially considering your teammate didn't go for it. I would have left it because odds of him actually making it to their boost before the opponent is too slim. So it's always good to make sure you're leaving your boost some teammate. Wait. Leaving some boost teammate? Bruh, leaving some boost for your teammate. It's always a good thing to leave boost for your teammate. I don't know what kind of English I was just speaking, but that was... Whew! This is one of those shots where you probably should have turned off ball cam. You would have had a more accurate shot to be able to see where you are to the ball. And also, I would have used an air roll shot the other direction rather than trying to get under the ball, try and get around the ball on the right-hand side to shoot it towards the far side of the net, rather than to get under the ball the same direction the ball's going. It's not going to work as well. I definitely would have been checking to see where the opponent was there. Your teammate just got demoed. I definitely would have been checking to see if they were coming for you or not to know if you needed to dodge, because if they had gotten that demo on you right here where you stopped, I mean, that would have been an open net for a long enough time for them to put it in as a open net goal. I probably would have tried to get underneath the ball rather than touch it here. Not that there's necessarily anything bad about taking it to the wall here, but it's just odds of the ball making it to the net from this point is so slim that it isn't worth wasting the boost to go that route unless it's an open net. So I definitely would have tried to get underneath the ball to control it and try and flick it over to your teammate, or try and shoot the ball rather than just risking pinching the ball to your own net. Because if that guy there had hit the ball, it would have been launched towards your net. And your teammate was back far enough, so might not have ended up a goal, but still, just keep that in mind. Try and control the ball a little more. So in regards to your boost control, so far I'm not seeing anything too bad. I've seen much worse in terms of boost control. I would definitely try and flip around the field a little more than you do to conserve just that little bit of extra boost. But by no means is it considering yourself sucking at boost control so far. I'm not sure what your actual intention was with this touch. I don't know if you're just trying to pinch it off the ground, like, or not even pinch it, just hit it with the nose of your car over to the wall, and you were just too far back for the speed of the ball. I would have lightly touched this as it was about to hit the ground to let it roll to your teammate and let them go for it because they had a better angle on the ball. Thank you for not going for boost there, even though you did get scored on. That was good that you turned and stayed in net. However, I do think that you were not trying to predict his touch here, because although it's hard saying particularly how hard of a hit he would have gotten, you can see by the trajectory that he's coming in, even though you have to be paying really close attention to that, the trajectory he's going and the angle of his car is going to tell you where it's going, approximately where it will go. Odds of it going too high or too low are slim, unless he just gets a poor touch or a really hard banger. Oh, God, dude. I can't stop yawning. You moved closer to the play than I would have, especially knowing that the other guy was on the backboard and likely to touch the ball here. So you were a little close to the play for my liking. And then you went for the ball here, which I can understand why, but seeing the opponent boosting towards that before you even started, before you even got to an angle where you could have even touched the ball, I definitely would have been rotating back towards the net rather than going for a touch there. You didn't have to rush this. The opponent wasn't challenging right here. So, just based off of assumption, because I don't know what's going through your mind in this game, etc., etc., but just going off of assumption, you aren't looking around the field enough. Because you can see the opponent is way over at midfield on the left-hand side there. You didn't have to rush to fly for this. You could have just turned off your ball cam and gone to control the ball with a dribble and had a much better chance to keep ball possession rather than giving it away here. Again, not predicting the play here. You can see he's going pretty straight towards the ball. More than likely, considering he's way back at net, he's going to blast it. So, I would have been already on my way back towards the net. You didn't turn. Okay, and rather than saying it that way, I would have turned off ball cam as I was turning. What have I done? As I was turning, so at the angle you're at, turn off ball cam in mid-turn. Keep thinking like you're gonna go for the ball, but turn off your ball cam because your teammate was going to go for this. And realistically, you cut him off because you should have been rotating back this way towards the net rather than turning on this ball. The only exception would have been if your teammate wasn't in net. So you cut off your teammate here and almost gave away ball possession there. It was really risky to keep driving forward, especially seeing your teammate whiff. And you have no boost, so that's the other issue. It's one thing if the opponent misses and you have no boost, but you had no clue that the opponent was even going to get a touch there. It was really, really risky to stay that far close and keep driving forward. Luckily for you, your teammate didn't go for boost when he had none. And got a good touch on the ball. You were able to score off of it. Definitely use your sound to your advantage here. You could hear pretty much right off the bat here, if you listen to the difference between a double jump and a flip, there is a pretty big sound difference, and I could tell right as soon as you turned off your ball cam, it was double jumping. So that, realistically, should have been a goal on your part, or on their part rather. But no big deal. The only thing I'm really saying there is to make sure you're utilizing your cam a little more often. So instead of going off on, go like off on. Like either pulse it to where you're going off on, or just quickly, like as you're turning, like have ball cam on that whole time, with the exception of like the moment you were to flip, because I flip in my kickoff, or in my when I'm going for boost right here. So I already have my ball cam on and I'm watching the play, which is almost what you did. It was just it would just be a little bit quicker. But, so not only utilize your camera a little more, but use your sound to your advantage. You can hear what people are doing. I don't like that you stayed up for this, especially after he jumped. Even though, yes, he missed, you made it really awkward for your teammate. Because he was also right behind you when you should have been going back. It's another one of those situations where you're just kind of going for the ball here. It was, I mean, the child of God was going to beat you. So now your teammate has no boost. You have no boost, or had no boost. And the ball was pinched towards your half of the field. Luckily, your teammate turned with no boost and went for a touch and it happened to work out in your favor and you all won the game, or got that goal rather. So ultimately, do I think your boost control sucks? No. I've seen much, much worse for Diamond 3s. I honestly just think you should utilize your camera more, both like turning it around, turning your camera, and also using your rear view camera / ball cam to look around more, because you're based off of what knowledge I have about your gameplay. You aren't looking around for people, including your teammate, to know whether or not you should be rotating or should be going, as well as you are not particularly predicting the play. There's several times where you challenged where you really didn't either have to or and that not where challenging where you didn't have to. I'm more referring to the period of time where you went for the air dribble attempt and the opponent was at midfield and you didn't have to, and you could have controlled the play rather than they gave away ball possession. But there was also the situation where your teammate was going for that ball in the corner and you cut them off because you didn't look to see where they were. And then also the situation where your teammate got demoed and you didn't check to see if you were about to get demoed yourself so you could try to avoid it. In which, if they had gotten the demo off on you, you would have been scored on. So really focus on utilizing your camera and make sure you know where people are. That is a big portion of predicting a play. And if you don't know where people are and how their car is, and you're not seeing, okay, this guy is flying towards the ball at an angle, he has arrowed his car, so where he's going to end up hitting the ball is towards the mid to bottom left side of the ball, which will send it, depending on where they're positioned on the field, send it to such and such location. So in the particular instance where the opponent was... Why am I just now noticing this? Where the opponent was over on this side of the field, right about here, flying towards the ball, towards the bottom side of the ball, bottom to mid, left side, the only logical spot based off of his trajectory would have been somewhere between here and here. Odds of him getting it over here was almost none. So, you know... That just goes into kind of predicting your play, reading the situation, reading the factoring out the options, the logical options with the not. I can't speak English today. Factoring out the options between the logical and the probably not likely to happen options. And obviously all this has to happen in a matter of milliseconds, but once you get the hang of it, you'll catch on faster and faster, and you'll only get faster at doing it, and it's just gonna keep going up from there. I mean, you'll just be a prediction master. So that's really all I have to say about your gameplay, man. Solid player, especially for Diamond 3. And to recap on your boost control, no, I don't think you suck at boost control. I do think there's a few situations where you could have utilized flipping around the field rather than boosting, which would have saved you a little bit of boost, but overall, no. Oh, God. So I can't speak English and I'm clumsy. Damn. But overall, no. You are good with boost control. You're a solid player. Just keep up what you're doing, and you'll be GC in no time, my man. But that's all I got for you. If you have further questions, please feel free to utilize the coaching request room and the general coach chat in my server. And yeah, I will catch you next time. I wish you the best of luck with your games, and
I'll be seeing you around. Deuces.